moderate the panel as well as be a part of the panel. It was an amazing experience. And, we spoke to people about, setting their goals, their vision for 2020, to make it happen, what we did in order to make our dreams, goals, and aspirations come true, and how we executed and made it happen for ourselves. So I definitely shared about how it's very important to win the morning. If you win the morning, you can win the day. Okay? You win the morning, you can win the day. The way you win the morning, you start the night before. So staying focused, staying positive. 2020 is going to be a new year, a better decade, because not that we weren't doing things before, but 2020, we stepping it up. 2020 vision, baby. Get it together.
One thing, when it comes to like a vision or a goal, or you're trying to achieve something, one way to do that is to win the morning. You win the morning, you win the day. And the way you win the morning is to start the night before. I used to do that when I was an executive assistant to a president and CEO. And I was like, well, I'm an entrepreneur now. I need to apply this same strategy to my business. So you wake up with a strategy. You don't wake up winging it. Because when you wake up and wing it, you wing the whole day and you don't get nothing done. It's all over the place. You need to wake up with a strategy. You win the morning, you win the day. So that's one way to definitely make a difference, whether it's your health, relationships, careers, goals. What are your takes on it?
Yeah, I think one, thing that we can take away is so earlier one of my friends came in and she was talking to me, and so we actually used to live together. I used to live right here on 125th 2 weeks ago. I just moved to Brooklyn. And the circle and the people that you keep is very, very important. And I always say I attract God's highest and best in terms of people. And so I like to keep that energy around me, and it feeds my soul. It feeds, my growth. And I'm exposed to different ideas. I'm exposed to different, just everything. And I think being around like-minded people who are progressive and not necessarily doing the same thing that I'm doing, but are also in alignment of just moving forward in life is some of the biggest motivation for me. And so take in consideration, who are you around? Who are you spending your time with? They always say, you can tell so much by a person by the people that, the top 5 people that they're around and the books that you most recently read. And I think that's so key in terms of your development and is a true indicator of how far you are and how far you're going.
Hey, I'm Kim Love Jones, and I am so glad to be a part of Vision 2020. It was absolutely amazing. I had a good time sitting there with everybody, all of the other panelists, discussing how we're going to move forward in 2020 and what we can do to be better in our lives, in our communities, in our relationships. And how do we build businesses? How do we become effective? How do we reach out to people outside of our communities to build something even greater? So it was absolutely amazing. I had a good time, and I'm so grateful to be one of the panelists that were on the dais on today.
How I seize the day and what I teach is I teach gratitude. So when I get up in the morning, one of the first things that I realize and think about is how grateful I am to be in this brand new day. It helps me, understand, and I help other people to understand that, that's really a choice. So that's how I navigate my day every day. I mean, besides writing things down, and having a schedule. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, and you hear people who are entrepreneurs say it all the time, write it down, write it down. And they say it so much, they try to drill it into you. I've had years, because I've been doing this almost 15 years now, I've had years when I didn't write anything down and I floundered through the years. Then I've had years when I wrote everything down. I did Excel spreadsheets, I did all of that, and it helped me to stay on point. Having a calendar, commanding my morning through prayer, the right mindset to go into my day. That's how I win my day every day.
I'm Ross Franklin, founder and CEO of Pure Green Franchise. We're a juice and smoothie bar company. We have 7 locations in New York. We're opening up in Florida, we're opening up in Chicago, and we're looking for franchisees, people who are passionate about building healthier communities all over the globe. So I invite you to join us if you're interested. And here at the event, we had an amazing time today and met a lot of great people, and looking forward to the next one. How many of you have heard of biohacking? Anyone heard that term before? So biohacking, you know how you hack a computer? Biohacking is how do you hack the human body? How do you hack your body for optimal performance? And for me, there's a lot that's involved in it. For me, one of the things that's really important is sleep, getting a good night's sleep. How do you get that deep REM sleep, like every night? Whether everyone's bodies are different, whether you need 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, whatever it is for you, but making sure you're getting that every night so you're well rested and you can bring it the next day. And then it's really just taking care of yourself, nutrition, staying away from processed foods, staying away from the fast foods, eating the foods that give you energy, drinking enough water throughout the day, and really just focusing on taking care of yourself and focusing on doing the things that are going to give you the most energy and allow you to bring it every day.
And certain things in how you set your day up, the first few things that you do in the morning definitely sets the tone for me personally, and then I'll speak to F2F. Personally, I meditate, and I started meditating 10 minutes a day, and I'm competitive, and so I would go from 10 minutes, and the next week I would go to 11 minutes, then the next week I would go to 12, and I'm almost at 18 minutes. And then from a business perspective, we have, right now, we just rolled out a program that's called Making Mondays Magnificent. And we're reaching out to close to 365 people every Monday morning. That sounds good in theory. We've had people say to us, hey, stop giving me motivation so early in the morning. And you would think that if you're sending motivation, that's something that people want. So I say that to say, if you're looking for finding ways to jumpstart your Monday mornings, I would love to exchange contact information with everyone here today. We have an amazing program that's called Making Mondays Magnificent. It's definitely something that will keep you motivated, but more importantly, all of my friends tell me, I know when Monday is because you send me your text message. So the direct answer to that, definitely what everyone here has said, take some time out, carve your day, maybe meditating, maybe prayer. And then from a business perspective, I would encourage everyone to exchange contact information with me. We'd love to have everyone here involved with our Making Mondays Magnificent program.
Yes, winning the morning. So let me just to echo off of what they just said, let me just kind of give you a brief synopsis of, winning the morning. Because we're telling you to win the morning. I'll say, so how do you do that? So like I said, you start the night before. You look at your to-do list. What do I need to do? What's priority? What definitely needs to be done before 12? What can wait until after 2? So you do that so when you wake up, you're not surprised. You have an agenda, you have a goal, you know exactly which direction you're going. So for me, I like to wake up at 3 a.m. Judge me if you want, that's me, I'm an old lady. I like to wake up at 3 a.m. I like to be at the gym by 4:15, work out from 4:30 to 7, and then from 7:30 to like 8, I'm, in the shower, getting ready, and then I start the day. That's the workout mornings. If I'm not doing that, then when I wake up, prayer, meditation, well, that's every morning. Prayer, meditation, reading, and writing. It's essential. Prayer, meditation, reading, and writing. And I always like to be reading a book. Always be an avid reader, okay? Be an avid reader. You want to reach a goal? You want to achieve something in life? Be an avid reader. Because the bigger the house, the bigger the personal development books they have in their house. The smaller the house, the larger the flat screen TV. It is what it is. There's a lot of flat screen TVs in the projects. It is what it is. So with that being said, that's just some tips that help you, win the morning by prayer, meditation, working out, reading, writing out your goals. Self-affirmation is very important. Now, what I want to move on to is stories, because we've all accomplished so many different things on this panel. But what were some of the stories when you were at your lowest, before it really happened, and what were some of your stories before you really got to where you were? Give us some stories earlier.
Hi guys, my name is Michelle Blue. I'm the creator and host of The Journey with Blue, a talk show and community sharing the transparent stories of millennial entrepreneurs and what it takes to live a fulfilled and purposeful life and create the business that you love. So came out to the 2020 Expand Your Vision event this Saturday, and it was phenomenal. I was able to share the panel with 3 other amazing entrepreneurs, but really just passing that vision of what we want to do next and inspiring others to step into their purpose and go for their dreams as well. Like I mentioned, I started my business immediately after college, and so there was a lot of trial and error in that, of just figuring it out, because there's no real blueprint to starting a business, entrepreneurship. And I was in business for about 4 years, 5 years, and was able to establish like our supply chain. So our textile designer was here in New York. I was doing my silk printing overseas in China, and so we were selling to different stores, intercontinental like hotels, things of that nature. So our scarves are about $150 price point per piece. And so, long story short, there was a time when I was reconciling my records, and I was checking to see how many scarves I had on hand compared to how many scarves I had already ordered. And long story short, our Chinese manufacturer had cheated us out of a significant amount of our fabric, which was almost $40,000 of projected revenues for us. And for a small company, that's a lot of money. For a 25-year-old, that was, 26-year-old, that was also a huge hit, right? So financially, that was a hit. Ego, that was a hit, because then you start to question, can I do this? Am I meant to do this? And that just weighs heavily on you. And one of the things, as I told and shared this with a lot of my mentors, they were like, okay, and I think that's the best lesson that I learned, is that the failures are inevitable. They're gonna happen. That's just kind of the risk of business. But the question is all in your decision from there on, right? What is your choice? How are you going to operate? How are you going to move forward? You can allow that to be your defeat, and you can allow that to be the end of your story, or you can rewrite it. And that's all in your hands. That's your choice. And so I think that's when it comes to business. I think that comes with life and relationships. You get to control the narrative, and so continue writing your story regardless of what goes on.
And so my story is really and truly, it was in that one thing, that defining moment in my life when I could not walk, that things started to look up for me. And now if you see, I got a 1-inch heel or 1.5 inch, and I look amazing. But for me to have gone through, I couldn't even drive my car. Like my nieces had to come, I was wearing TLSO. A TLSO brace was like a big harness, so I couldn't drive. I had to take it to the doc. It was really crazy, and I'm thinking like, who's going through this in their 30s? Like, I'm never gonna be able to walk, not walk again, but walk with comfort. But now I realize that situation that I had gone through was what catapulted me to be here today, because during that time, and you guys can read in my book, I have my book for sale, it's $14.95. During that time, I had my awakening. And I always knew, because I had an urging in my belly, so, I'm bigger than Verizon. And I don't know why I would often say, I'm gonna start my own company when I leave here. As soon as, I'm gonna be young still when I retire, because I started when I was 19. So I'm still gonna be young after 30 years, and I'm just gonna do this thing. And, I just kept feeling that in my belly, but I didn't know how I was gonna get to the greater necessarily. And it was through the accident, it was through the pain being for my purpose, that I now understand. And now I have been coaching and doing this just for play, like talking to my friends. They call me on the phone. I'm like, oh, so that. And then all of a sudden, it was comfortable. It was what I was supposed to do. I felt a pull. I felt a tug. That's it right there. everybody used to come to me at work. I settled everything for everybody. It's like, wait, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. So, but it was more than just my desire to be that. I was called to it. And so now it's just on a whole nother level. And I've just been growing in leaps and bounds. But it wasn't until like the failure, it wasn't until the pain came that I really understood my purpose. And I teach that because a lot of women and a lot of men don't understand why they're in, they are having all of this difficulty. It's because your spirit is trying to stretch you, it's trying to grow you in areas that you would never grow in unless you went through something. So that's, so that's my story, and that's how I came to be.
When you go the route of an entrepreneur going to start your own business, it's very common to be met with a lot of failures in your journey. I'm of the mindset that the bigger the failure, the bigger the rebound.
Yes.
But a lot of entrepreneurs, like, they're met with, so many challenges, so many obstacles. For me, I used to do consulting. I had my own consulting business in the fitness industry. So I got hired for a lot of high-end health clubs, fitness centers, yoga studios, Pilates studios. And at one point in my career, I got a big opportunity. It was to do a super high-end health club at one of the top hotels in the world. And it was like golden opportunity. It was an amazing deal in place, and everyone wanted to be a part of it. So I got some big time investors, some celebrities, some big VC firms. There was 10 investors. Everyone wanted to be a part of it. We raised millions of dollars, and this would have been massive. But long story short, the deal fell through. The landlord breached their letter of intent, went with another group, and gave the space away. And so in that process, my deal fell apart. I had to return all the money that was raised. Simultaneously in my life, I had another big deal going on to do another fitness center. That deal fell through. At the same time, got a divorce. I was married, got divorced, and everything's interrelated. So I was at an all-time low in my life. Everything was falling apart. But one of the things about being an entrepreneur is when things go bad, like, you cannot let that destroy you. You have to break through it. And so that was a time in my life where I got very spiritual, and I just focused and channeled all my energy to rebound and to rebuild. And I think as anyone, the bigger things that you do, the more risky it is. And so you're bound to be met with failure, but it's how you deal with that failure and not let that pull you down. That's what matters most.
I think what we're all describing to everyone's pain points, maybe within our businesses or maybe within our personal lives. Recently, a pain point for me in our firm, in our podcast that we're working on, we had a death that hit our firm, and it practically could have shook us to the core. And I couldn't afford to allow that to stop us. I literally had to leverage that. I literally had to say, you must move forward. So you're going to be going through things throughout the course of this year. You may have something happen within the business. You may have something happen within your personal life. And in most cases, that's an indication to move forward. It's not an indication to regress. It's not an indication to, hey, maybe I should dial down a little bit more. No, that's the indication you need to go in. If you're in first year, you need to go into second year. If you're in third year, you need to go into fourth year. When we were working with my business partner, which was my mom, who was here, I was literally kind of coasting with her. When she passed away, there's no coasting. So we're saying to you, your pain points, they are going to hurt, but if you monetize them, if you leverage them, you'll be like individuals that are sitting here on this panel telling your story to someone else.
Yes. So that's one thing I can definitely say is never be ashamed of your story, because what you may be going through, you're going through it for a reason, to make you stronger. You gotta remember, it's always the darkest before the dawn. Like, if you're like going through it, I don't care if you're in school, if you're going through it in a relationship, if you're going through it on your job, in your business, it's always the darkest before the dawn. that's an indication that you are about to really level up. You're about to go to another level. Because you hear the most successful stories, like with people, the celebrities, like they were at their worst. They lost their apartment, they lost their home, they lost their kids, and bam, all of a sudden, everything fell into place. Everything was in order. Everything. And so I pretty much shared my story earlier, being, in and out of landlord-tenant court. The very first time I received an eviction notice, it was like the city marshal came and knocked on my door. And the city marshals, they're pretty large and tall people. I don't know if you've ever seen one. They're pretty large and tall people. And they have these badges around their neck. And they came and knocked on the door like it was a drug bust, just to slip an eviction notice under my door. I nearly peed on myself. That college degree I once bragged about meant nothing in that moment. Nothing. The suburban life I grew up with meant nothing. Because I was about to get put out. So at that point, I had to scramble. I had to sell my diamonds. And I talk about all of this in my book. I had to sell my diamonds, my beautiful diamonds. And that hurt me for months. But like I said today, I'm successful on and offline. And I know we're talking a lot about entrepreneurship up here. Some of y'all may not be going into entrepreneurship, but just whatever we're saying, apply it to your personal life, your job, or whatever you're trying to achieve, because our stories can still inspire you, because even though you may or not be going into entrepreneurship, you're going to go through something in life, but you got to push through. Like he said, if you're in third grade, it's time to go to fourth. If you're in fourth, it's time to go to fifth. You gotta push. It's not the time to be, I know it's mainly women in here, it's not the time to be a chump chick. It's not the time to be like, sit there and waddle in the corner or fetal position. No, it's time to get up and kick some ass. Don't let life kick your ass. You kick his ass.
My name is Lisa Lee. On my vision board, I'll just have things like manifest, hustle, wellness, big dreams, confidence, money, of course.
Can we sit?
Huh? I'm not done. There's other things that I want to add to my board, but we only have like 4 magazines there, so.
Right.
So how many people ever had a chance to do their vision board? Talk to us about the vision board. What's on the vision board? And if you're here, we can definitely give you guys advice. We can give you guys guidance. You had your hand raised. What was on your vision board?
So yeah, this is actually the first time that I've done a vision board, so I wasn't really sure what to put on it, but she was very helpful. Thank you. So what I have on my vision board consists of the magazines that were there mostly related to travel, so places that I've been to that I want to go back to, and then some new places that I want to go to. And then I put a picture of like someone with like really big hair, because I want to start like wearing like my hair like more natural. So that's pretty much it. I'm learning about the vision board, so that's why I'm here.
And your name?
Eliane.
Eliane, how are you? And you had your hand raised as well?
Me?
No, she didn't.
So
No, I didn't.
you had your hand raised for vision.
Oh yeah, I put some stuff related to like I guess fashion and like keeping up with tradition and really trying to get more into that zone and not to get too far away from like who I am and what I'm meant to do, because I feel like especially with entrepreneurship, and I've been in this field for a really long time. Sometimes you do get really far away and you want to do like 10 new businesses, and then you forget like where you come from, and then you don't really like incorporate it back into like how you're gonna help the world.
Did you have another question?
I did. So I recently started teaching. I'm an event planner, so I want to be in the event industry, but I've been able to start teaching and work with students, which is really like great for me. And I just wanted to know, how are you advocating or including youth in your industries to like advance their passions and their careers?
Let me just echo that. I've had interns myself, and one thing about entrepreneurship is you can't go into business being selfish, okay? You have to really want to help people. You really want to make a difference in someone's life. It's because I remember when I first started my business, everything failed because I had a narcissistic attitude, like, oh, when people kiss my behind, I got a reality check. I'm just being authentic. I got a real reality check, okay, because soon after that's when that marshal knocked on my door. So, but now I'm at a place where I really want to pour into people. So when I have interns, and I tell them, like, this is the goals that I have, this is the goals for the company, this is the goals for me, but what are your goals? What are your plans? And that's how I pour back into youth. What are your goals? Like, okay, so let me help you set this goal. What is it? Whatever it is, let's work backwards and make it happen. Because it's not just about me. I want to see, if you're my intern, I want to see you grow as well. I want to see you thrive and develop as well, not just, my business and my financial goals. So that's definitely how I give back to you.
I started my first business around giving back and providing an education for girls in Ghana. And I think a lot of times we think about, or we look at people who are doing something on a larger scale that we forget that we can all make an impact at some level now, So whether it's going into the local schools, whether it's making connections even in our own families, being an example and being a model. So nothing is too small because an impacted life is an impacted life, regardless of they're right here or, in another country. And so I actually still speak at different high schools and sharing my story, and really just kind of talking through opportunities with colleges, opportunities to study abroad, as well as exploring opportunities along entrepreneurship and I think the younger you're exposed to these things, the better. So
I truly believe that we don't teach our children by talking. We teach our children by being. And a lot of that gets lost in, don't do as I do as I say. So if I want to help to correct what I see going on in my community, I have to start with the people who run the households in the community. And I have to help people see through a different lens. Because the way that relationships today are going down, to me, in my humble opinion, is absolutely insane. But I can't address the children if they go home to the same environment. So the adults in the house have got to be able to shift their thinking. And I don't think I'm cut out to really deal with kids anyway, so it kind of is like, it's a win-win for me. Because I need to get here and here. And if I can get here and here, I believe that I can change the world.
In terms of focusing on the youth, I'll give you 3 ways that Pure Green contributes to the youth. One is we have 7 retail stores throughout the city. Each store has between 6 and 10 employees, about 40 employees, and the majority of them are youth. So we want to give the youth careers, so youth we teach them about superfoods, about health and wellness that align with our vision. So hiring them and giving them careers in a growing organization is one way. 2 is we have an internship program set up with several colleges. So we've had about a dozen interns come into the program, many of whom have gone on to work with us in careers. Some of them have started careers on their own and have become very successful from what they've been able to learn from our internship program. And 3 is we have a program that we set up with a company called Beam Impact. Beam Impact is a startup, and it's an app on the phone, and it allows our customers to donate 1%. We actually donate as a company 1% of the purchase from Beam Impact customers. So when they buy, let's say, a cold pressed juice or a smoothie or an acai bowl from one of our locations, 1% of that purchase price, they're able to choose the charity that we donate it to. And a lot of them are youth organizations.
I'm Aaron with Dalvale and Bright, and we're here because of F2F, which is our podcast. It comes out bi-weekly every Monday, and basically what it is, it's going to give you any solution you need to struggles you're having in the workplace. If you think something's going on, you got problems, issues, tune in every other Monday, and we're going to give you solutions. Why we came out here today is because we wanted to get our product out there. Basically, the last 6 months, we've just been doing friends and family, but we wanted to present our podcast to to a larger audience today. One thing that my uncle Aaron Bright spoke about is strategic guidance. When you want to level up, you need to get someone on that level who knows what they're talking about to guide you so that you can be on that level. And that goes for as far as you're going to go. You need to keep leveling up and keep finding people that are going to give you the strategic guidance you need. F2F, bi-weekly, tune in. We're on SoundCloud. We're out.
And he's the next generation of leadership with F2F, slowly being groomed to take over the reins. My name is Aaron Bright. This is Aaron Dow. I'm his uncle. This is my nephew. We created F2F for you, and Dow Belly Bright is for you. So we can drive in and specifically help you. Walk us through where the challenges are. Are they day-to-day tasks? Are they entrepreneurial tasks? Are they personal? So walk us through so we can kind of get a chance to really give you support or the help that you need. So is it more entrepreneurial, or is it the managing the entrepreneurial side, your friends? Walk us through what you're actually asking, and we can literally drill down into that deeper to help.
How are we on time?
Well, that's an uneasy question, but
If we can get a condensed version of that, I think all of us.
okay. So let me just because she's not telling me what's happening. One thing, go ahead. No, tell me. One thing that I do is I use a time management tool, which is called Trello. I really like Trello because you can color code it. This is for personal, this is for business, this is for health, fitness, finance, or whatever you want to color code it. And you can make your little list, and when it's done, it has like a done section. You kind of drag it over. You can put a deadline on it. It'll remind you of the deadline. You can have your team to log in and have certain levels of access to it. And whenever they're done, doing whatever they need to do, they can drag it over. So that really helps because I have to lay it out and see it. I have to lay it out and see it. And Trello is good for anyone with a business or with a job. It doesn't matter. Everyone should be managed. I can't really manage time like you said, but everyone should, be managing the time that God gave us as much as we should. So I can definitely tell you that. Trello, they have a free version. Yes, they have a free version, and they have a paid version. And a paid version, it's a wonderful tool. So 2020 is just a few days away. And I don't know about y'all, but 2020 is going to be different for me. Not that I wasn't doing it before, because clearly I was. But 2020, I've already claimed disrupt and visibility. I'm going to disrupt things in 2020, and all of you can. It doesn't matter, what your goal is. You can execute, you can make your vision, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations come true. Money never stops nobody. It never stops nobody. I don't care what it is. Make it happen. Expand your vision, 2020.